I can start whenever I want.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes,
So
you can just start and the host will begin the timing.
Good afternoon, dear judges. My topic is Don't Be Excellent. On the 25th floor, a figure jumped down. 10 seconds later, a down sound. 2 lives gone. It's just as dramatic as a film, only it's real. This tragedy happened in Sichuan last month. A 15-year-old girl chose to suicide because of school pressure, and unfortunately, she hit her father who wanted to catch her. What even worse part is this tragedy happened hundreds and thousands of kids every year worldwide. But the reason that shocked me is not the event, it's why the girl tried to suicide. Turns out her parents forced her to learn piano, but the girl didn't want to. That girl is not the only one. In our daily life, there are so many tragedies happening between parents and children. According to a data presented by the World Health Organization, there are 2 children committing suicide every minute. That means since I began my speech here, 4 children already died of suicide. However, some education experts claim that the data only showed us how lack of frustration education for children. How do you think? I think what they are saying is nonsense. I also think the real reason is just a word that we are hearing every day. That is, don't let your child loose on the starline. One day, I was lying on the bed in my dorm. Suddenly, I heard my doormate shouting to the phone. Why are you always forcing me to do things I don't like? How could you sign me up for 3 classes in my summer vacation without my permission? The other side replied, just as you can imagine. This can help you get into good universities. Do you want to lose to others? Then I heard her crying. In our society, parents want us to be the leader of the generation, to be good at everything. So they send us to learn piano, to attend Olympic math competition, to learn robot programming. Why? Because that's their standard for being excellent. But I want to ask all parents, when our grandparents also wanted to be excellent in everything, did you succeed? Therefore, today, I flew out here to say, don't be excellent. What I mean is not that we should be lazy and stop chasing for our dream. On the contrary, I urge you, my friend, try to be as good as possible in things we really like. What I really want to stress here is that there's no need to be excellent in everything, isn't it? Unfortunately, nowadays parents are pushing the line of excellence into a very high position, a very oversimplified way to define excellence. In the parents' eyes, to let us become excellent in everything is equal to make us feel happy. But is that true? If so, why there are so many suicide cases? Needless to say, this high standard of excellence is the real murder here. I'm always grateful to my parents for supporting me. I like making speeches, so I'm here to attend this competition. Although my speech may not be good enough, my parents and I are still happy that I can stand here to do things I enjoy. From now on, parents really need to change their view of excellence for the happiness of us. If being excellent means to be deprived of the time to do things we enjoy, then I would rather urge you, don't be excellent. As the new generation, let's be excellent in our own way. Let's create a better world in our own style, and let's change the society into a more comfortable one. Thank you for listening.
Okay, can I start?
We cannot hear you. Can you get closer to your microphone a little bit? Oh, you have it on. Now? Can you increase the volume a little bit?
Hello?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. Wait. Okay. My time starts now. Last month, I did something very unusual. I adopted a coral reef. It wasn't a fluffy kitten or cute puppy. It's a tiny coral baby, which looks like a stone with colorful patterns living in the ocean. September 20th is China's first National Coral Reef Day. On that day, scuba divers carry 500 coral babies, including mine, and plant them on trays underwater. You might wonder, why do we make such great efforts to protect them? As a young coral reef guardian, I will tell you their underwater secret, their life and death struggle, and their new hope. Firstly, why should we care about coral reefs far away from us? Most of us might not have the chance to see them face to face. They only occupy less than 1% of the ocean floor. But coral reefs are rare, but very important. First of all, we cannot live without them. Coral reefs are the rainforests of the sea. According to Worldwide Fund for Nature, 25% of all marine life, including 4,000 species of fish, are dependent on them for food and shelter. Furthermore, coral reefs protect us. They act as natural barriers, protecting coastal cities from ocean waves. In the Indian Ocean tsunami of 2004, some coastlines were spared further damage because of coral reefs. More importantly, they bring wealth to us. Study from Stanford University shows that coral reefs provide $30 billion US to the world each year through food, fisheries, and tourism. Do you like eating fish? Yes, you also depend on them. Secondly, how do we affect coral reefs? Although they offer huge benefits to humans and even have existed for more than 400 years, unfortunately, these beautiful creatures are dying out. Ironically, we humans are actually killing them. Coral reefs are vulnerable to some effects of human activities, even on land. According to Coral Reef Alliance, half of the world's coral reefs have been lost during the 3 decades and could be wiped out by 2050. They are imperiled by many threats, such as pollution, overfishing, or unsustainable tourism. Pollution such as pesticides, gasoline, and organic chemicals that originates on land but finds its way to coastal water. Physical damage or destruction from coastal development, boat tankers, and groundings can destroy a 1,000-year-old reef in a matter of minutes. Many of these threats can stress coral reefs, leading to a condition known as coral bleaching, which means the coral loses their brilliant color and usually die off. Imagine that the most colorful underwater world is turning white and finally disappears. What a loss! At last, what can we do to save coral reefs? Scientists around the world are trying to use new methods to restore them. For us, there's still much we can do to help conserve coral reefs. First, avoid purchasing coral reefs or souvenir products. Coral reefs in their habitat are already a gift for us. Do not give them as presents. And second, conserve water and don't send chemicals into our waterways. The less water used, the less wastewater that will eventually harm coral reefs. Third, choose sunscreens with chemicals that don't harm coral reefs. The sunscreen you apply may not just stay on your skin when you swim or shower. And fourth, be a responsible tourist. If you scuba dive or snorkel, do not touch coral reefs. You might touch You might kill them just with a teeny tiny gentle touch. Last but not least, spread the word about saving coral reefs. Many people can't see them and often ignore them. So try to raise the awareness of the larger public on coral reefs conservation, just like what I'm doing right now. The fight to protect them can be only achieved with strength in numbers. My dear friends, coral reefs are the most important ecosystems for the ocean and earth. But now they're dying on our watch. As a Chinese saying goes, never fail to do anything good which you deem as petty. Adopting one coral reef might not change much, but could change our mind. I believe together we can save the coral reefs and save our planet in the future. Thank you.
So, can you hear me?
Yep.
Then I'll start now. Is that okay? Okay. My time starts now.
Hold on. Can you add your name to? You just sent only your code. You didn't add your name.
My name? Okay.
Thank you.
My name. Send it in the chat or
Exactly.
okay.
Thank you. Thank you.
Then my time starts now. Hello everyone, my name is Wang Zixuan and today I'm going to talk about milk tea. Have you heard about milk tea? Have you drank milk tea? Nowadays, a lot of people like to drink milk tea. And actually, I really like too because it's very tasty, sweet, and make you feel good. And also, milk tea is changing all the way long. There are red bean milk tea, pure milk tea, and so on. Recently, there are a kind of milk tea which is 5 liters. That is as big as a water dispenser bearer. You may say that it is so big, so it is unreal. But actually it isn't. You can buy it on the internet so that you can drink as much as you want. And today, let's talk about different kind of milk tea. And are they good or they're bad? First of all, I will talk about the first kind of milk tea, which we always drink now. That kind of milk tea, I really like it because it's sweet. Then, after I read this research, I found out I don't like it anymore. So, let's see it together. It shows that mostly milk tea is a cheap and flavorful chemicals that contains chemicals such as lead and copper that are extremely bad for your health. The trans fatty acids in the milk powder are associated with disease, which increases the risk of coronary heart disease, cancer, and asthma. And also, if you're always drinking milk tea or you drink it so much, still can make you fat due to obesity caused by the disease is not rare. And also, if female often drinks milk tea, still can cause endocrine easily not attuned phenotype to occur. And obesity is also a chronic disease. And who have this kind of disease are going to more and more, which isn't a good thing. But there are another kind of milk tea too. That kind of milk tea is made in Inner Mongolia in China. And that kind of milk tea is very good for your health, especially after eating lots of meat. Because that kind of milk tea is very natural and it only contains sheep milk and grape tea. Okay, sometimes horse milk too. And this kind of milk tea can dissolve fat because in Inner Mongolia there isn't much vegetables to eat. So the people in there eat meat as their staple food. Then after eating lots of meat, they have to dissolve fat. How do we do that? They drink milk tea. And the milk tea can help their body to digest. That can dissolve fat. So that kind of milk tea is good for your health. But the point is, not all the milk tea are good for your health. Most of milk tea isn't good for your health. But health is very important. So you need energy to work or to study. So I think milk tea, you can drink it, but don't drink too much. Or you drink milk tea that you made by yourself. That is much healthier than milk tea we spend money to buy it outside. So that you drink this kind of milk tea, maybe your body will be healthier and you can taste the tasty and sweet and make you feel happy things. My speech ends here now. Thank you.
Can I start?
Can you please send your name? You only sent your topic.
Okay, I will send it again. My name is actually it's my title already, but I will just send it again.
Thank you.
Okay. Can I start now?
I'm ready. If the other judges are ready, you can start.
To the other judge, can I start now?
Yeah, sure.
Oh, okay. Okay. My time starts now. The spotlight shines and the curtain unveils. We hear hundreds of applauses, thousands of cheerings, only to realize that we're watching someone else being the superhero, while we sit in the dark corner and watch their lives on TikTok. Today, my topic is what it takes to contribute and to make an impact, and really the problem with our current society, and I feel like, is the fear that we have and how we struggle to get out of our comfort zone. I'm here to urge you that it's important that you get out of your comfort zone and reach out and explore. There are countless opportunities in our current society. We're fortunate enough to not have to fight to live. At least a lot of us are fortunate enough to have education, to go to school and get exposed to all these opportunities, such as public speaking like this one, or leadership opportunities to start a club. But all of these take something, and that's courage and the grit that you have to get out of your comfort zone and not shy away from it. I have a story. I used to be someone who's an introvert. I can't really talk in class. My mom had to contact my teachers to tell them to help me to get me to talk more. But last year when I transferred to this school, my English grade sucked because I didn't participate enough in school, in class discussions. So I thought I have to make a change. I cannot just be satisfied by the default if I do want to get the score that I want to get. And that is to overcome my fear of being judged, overcome my fear of standing up. Has it ever happened to you guys where you want to raise up your hand, where you want to go for that opportunity, where you want to run for that president leadership position, but you just can't get to do it because your fear inside your heart, the trembling fear is holding you back, and it is telling you that no, you cannot do this because if you do it, you're going to be judged, you're going to be teased. And this is a mindset that a lot of people have, and you should never feel bad about it because it's really normal. But what we can do to make a unique contribution and to actually be resourceful of all the opportunities that we have is to get out there and reach outside our comfort zone. This is the only way that we can accelerate our growth and to actually get these opportunities and to contribute and find our passion and contribute in our own unique way. So what did I do? I tell myself it is okay to feel uncomfortable, but it is not okay when I have all these opportunities, but it is not okay for me to just waste them. And I urge you to do the same as well. So I raised up my hand. I was super nervous. The teacher called on me. I was stuttering through my answer. The whole class focused on me. My face blushed. But I went through the answer, and the teacher replied, "Fantastic answer." That gave me determination, and that gave me consolidation. Later on, I was able to run for the class rep. And I'm all saying this not to impress you, but to impress upon you what you can possibly achieve if you're willing to reach out and know that you're taking a risk by not taking this risk. If you're not using these opportunities right now, you will regret later on of what you have done. That's a feeling I used to have. I will always walk out of the classroom and feel regret and feel disappointed for myself for not talking, for not raising my hand when I have the confident answer. And to avoid this, you just gotta act at the moment. If you truly want success and if you truly want to find your purpose and your passion in the way that you're going to contribute to this society and use all the opportunities that you have been blessed with, you got to do something. You got to get uncomfortable and you got to do something that other people are not doing. You got to take the route where there's less people. You got to not conform, but actually do things that you know for a fact that is right, but things that make you uncomfortable. Lastly, I would like to end by saying that we're very lucky in this generation that we have all these opportunities, all these fortunes. And it is kind of a responsibility to not just get satisfied by what the past generations have created for us, but rather we have to create something for the future generation. So our offsprings can remember us by, oh, this generation, they sent a man to Mars. They sent a man to the moon, or they cured cancer. We got to be remembered, and we can't just waste all these opportunities that our ancestors, that people in the past have fought their entire life for, to give us this better life. So we have to be responsible and do something about it. We can't just try to get uncomfortable and just go through this entire life not having done anything, rather than just staying in your home, staying in that dark corner and watching only the other people on the stage under the spotlight getting all these applauses. I urge you to take action. I urge you to get uncomfortable. Thank you so much.
Okay, so do the previous judges giving you like comments after the speech rounds? Okay, so I'm going to give a really brief comments, and if still other judges are giving comments, then you will continue with that. I'll go with the first speaker. My advice for you is that the topic is good. It's strongly related to the students now in the society that they're pushed by their parents to taking classes, although they don't want it. So that you want you and your parents to reach a consent that you want to do something you want to do and you want your parents' support. But my suggestion is that you can try to dig more into the topic to talk about how it really influences a person's personality when they grow up in the future, or how does it really harm the mental health of the students if the parents have pushed them to do something they don't like. And then you can carry on to talking about how interest of a person could lead a person to success with the proper support from the parents and teachers and people around them. Then the speech would be deeper than what you have been talking about now, and possibly it will be more touching than what you have done now. And for the second speaker, it is really a cute speech talking about a coral reef and see that why they need protection. And I think it's a really unique topic because I haven't seen people talking about this like in all of these speeches I've been judged. I could see that you're trying to call on the importance of people protecting the coral reef and you're giving your personal stories. That is great. You can try to describe a little bit more about like how coral reef is important to the environment and how like human beings coexisting with other creatures would help to build another world will make it better. And for the third speaker, you're talking about milk tea. I can see that you are trying to giving like how milk tea is beneficial in some point but harmful in most of the points. My suggestion for you is that in the very beginning, try to describe like how many people are addicted to the milk tea and how tasty milk tea is, so that when you carry on to talking about like the harmfulness of the milk tea, you can see that this contrast is really huge and you can relate more audiences to it. Otherwise, if like the audiences do not really like milk tea, then they probably do not really want to listen to it. They'll be thinking that how does it really matter to me? And then another suggestion is that you can try to tell people how to distinguish the two types of milk tea you've described. Because you're talking about the general milk tea, which is harmful, and then you're talking about like the milk tea from Mongolia, and you say it's good, and there will be a confusion that how am I going to know that what kind of milk tea is good and what kind of it is not? You can try to emphasize on that part as well. For the fourth speaker, you're talking about how you step up your comfort zone and become who you are today. My suggestion for you is that I do not really see the importance of like hearing only your personal story of getting out of your comfort zone. You can try to relate more to the audiences and to show them that how it helped everybody to step out their comfort zone and how they can achieve better in the future. Because if you're only talking about your story from being an introvert to an like extrovert, I don't see that how this story may stimulate other people and inspire other people to be a better person. You can try to give in other examples, or you can try to show them how great the world is after they step out of their comfort zone. Yeah, that's it. That's pretty much what I want to say.
Okay, so I'll begin with the first speaker. To add to what the other judge has said, I think your opening story was great and you did well. This is a great topic, and the fact that you were able to state the statistics of kids or suicide cases, it means you did a good research work. You can just add to what the other judge had said, and then think in the future you have very great speeches. But apart from that, I think you did well. And the second speaker, coral reef. This is also a very unique topic. And I think I like the fact that you were able to, at the end of your speech, you were able to draw our attention to the fact that environmental conservation is the key. We should preserve preservation, and this leads to a better world, not just for the coral reefs, but for the environment as a whole. I think you also did a very good job. with this topic. And then the third speaker, your speech was clear, and at the beginning, I was wondering how what you were gonna say when you started talking about milk tea. But then when you were able to uh, into your speech, you drew our attention to the different kinds of milk tea and the chemicals that are found in the ones that are good. Like the other speaker said, I think the only thing that you'd have to let maybe probably research on is how to distinguish between the ones that contain the chemicals or the ones that are not good, and then the ones that are good. But apart from that, I think you also did a very good job. And last speaker, I liked your body language and gesture, and a lot of people are not willing to take up to leave their comfort zones. By your speech, you did well, and giving your personal story on how you were as an introvert, how you were able to overcome your challenge. I think that was also good, and your ending speech and one particular key you mentioned, our responsibility as this generation is to do something good for the next generation. I think that was a good way to end your speech, having to, said about what it takes. And then at the end, you drew our attention to being responsible global citizens. I think that was also a very good work done. That's all. Thank you.
Okay, I'll just add some stuff on it. I pretty much agree with previous judge about the first speaker, and I don't have anything to add upon that. And to second speaker about coral reef, I think it's also very good, and I really like the way how you bring up the topic very smoothly from your personal story. Yeah, and I think you've done a great job address some causation issue very well. Yeah, and to the third speaker about milk tea, it's really interesting. It's very relatable to me and to our generation. But considering like there's wider range of judge, and you should probably kind of bring up the scale of your impact a little bit. Yeah, like the first judge have talked about. And I don't think there's any significance of that Mongolia milk tea example. I don't know, probably because I judge the Bane mainly. But it's quite interesting. It's quite interesting example to talk about. One advice I can give you probably is that just to bring up that Mongolia milk tea example, like before you talk about those bad milk tea and how these milk tea harm your health. Yeah. And to the fourth speaker, I think yeah, I agree with the previous just said. Good gesture and good body language. I think your thesis is slightly unclear for me. I think you should definitely make your thesis, make your topic more specific. When you're saying like step out of your comfort zone, you should definitely make it more specific and kind of relatable to more people. But I really like your personal example and yeah, how you overcome your own challenge. And yeah, and your speech is, I think it will be slightly offensive for certain people having their certain lifestyle, but like it's just a minor thing to talk about. Yeah, but overall great. Thank you. Yeah, that's it.